So, yeah, I
Hello
forgot you.
everyone, this is me, Dusty Circuit here. Welcome to some Fortnite with Skade.
Hello.
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 Kelly says the Old Norse names for months are Morsdugur. I'm probably going to butcher these. Thorai, Goa, Einmanadur, Harpa, Skerpla, Solmander, Ayane, Svidmanadur, Hausmanadur, Gormanadur, and Ymir. I probably butchered that. I'm a master pronunciator.
If you look in voice
I mastered something.
channel, you can
Yeah.
see. You don't even have to watch the video.
I'm
you
a
can literally see
master
picture.
debater.
You can literally see a picture of what she did.
That's cool. So she literally just made a big boat. So she just, I assume she just made the boat in many different segments.
Yeah, that's why it's different colors. You know what kind of glue she used? She just used 3D printed glue and she just put it in a lake and it actually floated. It didn't float well because of the shape wasn't made for like, you know, floating correctly, but it worked. She even put a trolley molder on it.
It's interesting, Telly, how they also use 12 months. It's interesting how just several cultures just eventually agreed on 12 months.
You know, that I'm interested in the
That's a good
people
one.
that 3D print houses. It's pretty cool they can 3D print houses. Actually, they plan what NASA and all these space companies plan to do if we ever go to other planets. They plan on 3D printing houses out of the materials there, and it's really cool. It's probably still expensive because the technology is not that easy.
I just find like literally like the number of uses for 3D printers now to be pretty amazing. Like even for just simple things like you're restoring something or you're fixing something and like, oh, there's like a broken, like this part's broken, well, you can just 3D print a new one.
And you can print like multiple things you could get on Amazon.
Cool.
You just print it as long as you have a model of it. And there's these free websites you can use that have tons of models. There's some you have to buy, but some you don't.
Yeah, nowadays, like, 3D printers are just insane. They have such wide applications.
You know what's good about
you
can print metal. There are printers that print metal, but there's also filaments that have metal dust in them. So like you can make so it has metal dust inside the filament, so it's magnetic even though it's filament.
My opponent now says
It's
he'll
like
raise taxes. Sorry.
Also you can rust it too. I saw someone rust it because it had copper or iron in it, so that you could rust it because it has iron in it. It's really cool. You can also use carbon fiber printing stuff. That makes it like super strong because it's carbon fiber. But Mod said they used to go to school where they had like some kind of big metal carving thing or some printer. I think he said he went to like a place with some fancy stuff. I don't remember. 3D printers are great. You just gotta make sure you get the right one. So.
Yeah, make sure you get the right one for your use case and kind of, I guess, learn how to use it.
Yeah, it's a learning process. You have to like watch a lot of videos and.
It's the same with the Chinese calendar.
You have to learn a lot of. It's not impossible. It only took me a little bit, and I started printing stuff out like. And the one I got's really fast, so I can print stuff like a gem that's like maybe 1/7 of the size of my hand can print in like 12 minutes or whatever. Small stuff can print very fast. And it does it precisely. Mostly. A lot of stuff when you print with 3D printers, like if you print a sphere, you have to sand it down. Like you have to sand it because it has like you can still see it has edges. You can see the layers, so that's why you sand it or put like putty on it to make it smooth.
I like how Telly just knows way more about this. I like have like the tiniest ounce of knowledge, which to some people probably looks like a lot of nerdy knowledge, and then Telly here has like the entire context behind all of it.
Like, there was this.
Yeah, like Evan's the nerd, and then Telly's the mega nerd.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, magic.
Oh yeah. I can't remember.
I I think it's I think with the Chinese calendar, it's the exact same as the as the Gregorian, the one that we use, but theirs is their New Year is at the end of January on the 21st for them. So yeah, it's just I think it's
Okay,
literally in line with.
I remember what I wanted to say. I said there was this book I wanted to write once, but I kind of changed it in my mind to maybe using gods instead of something else I did. But I'm not writing it right now though. I want to eventually, but like I can't. I don't feel like doing it right now. The book idea I got from a dream actually. A dream inspired me to come up with it in my head.
Interesting. You know, I was thinking, speaking of writing, the amount of times that I've really enjoyed doing Kelly's contests, it honestly makes me question if maybe I should try doing it like outside of the contest and like maybe like actually make like a novel or something.
That reminds me of the book TikTok controversy. This lady was scamming people into paying her to read their book even though they never reviewed it or read it. And
I reckon it'll be fun. I just realized like how much I actually enjoy it. Like I like sitting down and writing. The only thing that sucks about my writing style is I just write everything. So a lot of people like plan theirs. I much of what you're gonna see in like my submission for this contest is stuff that I just came up with on the spot as I was typing on the keyboard. And then I obviously like go back and edit some stuff and delete other bits. But like mostly it's literally just what goes on in that exact moment I'm thinking of it. Kind of make it up as I go along.
Also, that reminds me, I need to print Blue's birthday presents. I got one down, I just gotta remember to do the others.
What birthday present are you talking about? Magic?
Oh yeah, I found some models that you would like.
Ooh, that's exciting.
I just,
got my attention.
It's taking longer than expected. Mostly because I'm lazy, but...
I've had...
Yeah, Rusty, we're all lazy.
You think I should tell Skade what I got?
Also, you will not believe my mom's vacuum sealed all the filaments, and now I have to like unvacuum seal them. Put them in a Ziploc bag, which is a good thing because you don't want moisture to get into them. But like, and now I have to go through each and every color to figure out which color's which. I mean.
Think they'd be interested, Bruce?
I could not hear you exactly what you said. What?
Oh, I said, should I tell them what came in the mail for me today?
Yeah, if you'd like to. Remember, Dusty is recording though, just so.
Yeah. So Ben.
You should post a picture. You should send the picture you sent me.
I will.
Are you really gonna post it?
No, I'm probably gonna blow my face. But so Ben's been foreshadowing for a while that he's gonna like send me something, and I think there's more coming. But there was a package today.
Yes, there is. The funny stuff is coming.
And he sent me a hat. And it has like the emblem of like an old country on it. I'm sure you guys can probably figure out which one it is because of how my interest in it. And he's like, figured you could do with this for the cold Norwegian weather. From your comrade Ben. I was like, oh, that is
comrade.
When I went there, so I looked on the the package of like who it was addressed to. It literally said Comrade Evan and then my second name, and I was like, oh my god, that is hilarious.
It's so funny.
It was already funny on its own, but then the fact that the package was literally pertained to that makes it even funnier. Because like that's what like people who do that, like that's what people refer to each other as. Like,
yeah.
If you have like kind of like a background in socialism or anything of that nature, like that's how you refer to each other. You literally call each other comrade. So yeah, it's just really funny and it was really cool. And there's a picture of me wearing it. I'll post the hat on Skade. It's just so cool.
My parents are leaving today to go on their cruise.
Go ahead.
Ooh, that's exciting.
I'd like to see that, Evan.
Yeah, I've honestly been dabbling with just posting my face on Skade again because like I used to. I hit it for certain reasons, but I'm so bad at cybersecurity anyway.
Yeah.
Like I'm really.
I'm not. I mean, Evan. Look. I'm not saying you. I'm not forcing you to reveal your face, but I'm just like saying, I personally treat the server as like a kind of a closed environment. Like, it's like, even though it's on the internet, nobody's gonna see, like, if I post a picture of my mother here, nobody's gonna see that picture but us.
Nope. And we have rules not to share stuff like that, so...
Yeah.
I do, and that's one of the other reasons I sometimes do feel bad, and I know nobody would ever expect this from me, but I sometimes do think, like, you know, this is very much a fellowship. Like, we very much
Then just
are,
post the picture, don't blur it. It's cute.
Oh, yeah,
So,
like...
something horrible happened. The crystal shop that I liked in where I lived closed.
Oh no.
Yeah, it must have happened
A lot of
recently.
business.
I guess. It was something Cajun something, and now it's gone.
That sucks.
And
Yeah,
it had nice crystals.
Screw
There you
it.
go,
I
thank
think
you, Telly. I have you added again.
And we
I'm-
went
I'm-
there in the rain.
Telly, as usual, we're actually 2 degrees apart at the moment.
Yeah, I will. I will make a stand and I'll post it.
The sugar
There you
We'll
go.
post
I'm
it right
going
now,
to-
voice chat one.
Hold on, I'm
True
going
father
to.
behavior.
I'm trying to find it. You impatient.
He's
You impatient.
Skade's. He's. I have. I'll post it. He is Skade. He is Skade's.
The
father.
weather's been interesting today. A lot of the cane's been blown down.
There you go. This is me.
Ooh.
This is me wearing the hat. There you go. That's literally me wearing it.
Sugar cane.
I love it. That look.
That's... That hat's fitting for you.
Look at the... Oh, that's cute.
Yeah, there you go. I guess I'm back to posting my face on Skade now.
Yay! We missed you, Evan. Come back.
No
Remember
point.
the
No
one we
point.
posted? You're like, it's 4 a.m. and I'm out for a run, touching grass.
I do remember that. Yep, I do certainly remember that. I was in the golf course when I took that picture.
Driver's not
Wait,
even in
wait,
this call
that
when
was
they-
the one where you were, like, ripping the grass out of the ground? Is that
Yep,
one?
I remember that.
Yeah. No, that wasn't that. That was in my garden. That was from mod. That was
Oh.
different. Yeah. Yeah. There's I don't really know why I ever bothered hiding it. Like I never did ever. I think in the
I know
beginning I did
why.
a very...
There was a reason. There was a reason why back in the day you did.
Are you,
Actually,
Mina,
there
are
is.
you willing to discuss what the original reason for hiding your face was, or?
Well, I think it was more. I don't remember the exact reason. I think it was just kind of I was going through a lot of stuff that year, and I also just didn't want people. I was becoming kind of a meme on Skate, and I knew people would be very respectful, but I just didn't want like mod or someone to one day like take my picture and use it for something weird.
Yeah.
So I got kind of worried about that. So I got and like I said, 2021 was a very hard year for me, and that's the year I did it. So it wasn't really done with much rationality, but. And in the beginning, I was very, very good at hiding myself and hiding my kind of like personal information. But I think like over time, I've just really softened up, which I think is just kind of like a basic, which I think gives you an idea of like kind of like this was always eventually going to happen. I think that I've been kind of easing into it for a while now. Like I think 2 years ago, I wouldn't have dared post a video of me climbing, and now you guys literally see me climb all the time.
We see
and
your
parts of
sweat
my
cheeks.
face. Oh my god. Yeah, you do see that. It's a demanding sport, okay? You've got to understand.
You get a little sweaty, a little bit sweaty.
So that was the original reason. But it was, it wasn't done with much it was done quite rash and kind of, in the heat of the moment, and I just kind of decided, I don't want my face on Skade anymore. But I'm a Valkyrie now. I post a lot of videos. I'm just a lot more relaxed now, so I don't really. There is no reason to hide it anymore.
Yeah.
Hide your beautiful face.
It's sad that a lot of my TV shows don't have like GIFs.
Hmm.
I probably won't make a big point of posting my face all the time, but if I have a valid reason, I will.
Evan, have
On
you
your
watched
videos, your climbing videos, you don't have to edit
Hey
your
Evan,
face
did
out
you find a
anymore.
way to watch the
That's
new Snowpiercer season?
Oh, is that Linus? What?
Evan, Magic's talking to you.
Did you
sorry,
find
Magic,
a
what
way
did
to
you say?
watch this new season of Snowpiercer?
Oh, you know what? I have got a way to watch it. I just literally completely forgot to load it up. I will have to do that later tonight.
Jeez, Evan.
I think it's like on
Yeah,
episode
what's
7 or
tomorrow?
8 now. And actually, it's
Oh, really?
only
Oh,
10
damn.
It's only 10 episodes this time, so...
Yeah. All right,
I'm
Blue,
waiting.
you almost here, or should we go again?
Oh no, I'm still loading, so you guys go again. I'll be there by the next one.
Yeah, that's fine.
If I don't blue screen again.
Yeah, but I'm definitely excited for the season. I personally only watched like a little bit the first episode, so, but I skipped through it very much. I would I just wish I had a streaming service I liked. The streaming service we have isn't exactly the best streaming service because it's literally so glitchy. You exit out of the app for a second and the whole screen messes up and like it stops working. So
at some point, I'm going to stream. Oh, what?
Nothing.
At some point, I'm going to stream on Skade this game called, well, it's like an online version of this game that's popular in the UK called Countdown. To give you guys kind of a teaser.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
I'm thinking of turning it into an event, like for Skade, but I want people to at least be familiar with the concept first and kind of get an idea of like how it works, because it can be the numbers game, the letters game. I could explain to a toddler in 30 seconds, and all of you will go, "Ah, got it, okay." Whereas the numbers game requires a bit more explanation, and you can get lost with it. But once you get it, it's really fun, and it's a really great game show, and I think Skade would really like it.
yeah,
and it's.
You know, there's this VR game that I saw the other week. It's like VR Mario Kart or whatever. It was really cool looking. I had posted it in like VR or whatever, and it looked really cool. Like VR Mario Kart, which
have fun with it until before Nintendo takes it down.
I don't
So
know.
Evan, I just have real quick before we get too far off, because I wanted to comment on what Evan was talking about. So the countdown, is that the thing that you had shown me the video? Because that looked so cool. Like that looked really fun.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think this would be really fun. I'm looking forward to that as an event. I wish our country had this show. We don't have it, so.
I've been toying with the idea for a while, but I've just never really thought of a way to make it work. But I think the best way to make it work will be to do 2 separate teams, because, or maybe 4. Like I'm not sure, because in the actual game of Countdown, it's a 1 versus 1 type thing. So it's one person versus one other person, and that's it. But you can do team versions. There's a show that's popular in the UK that spoofs it called 8 out of 10 Cats Does Countdown. They're like comedians in the UK. So basically there's a show in England called 8 out of 10 Cats. Don't question the name. Basically a bunch of comedians that do really
I'm not
silly
questioning
stuff
the name.
for,
Don't question the name,
shit.
guys.
And they do stuff for shits and giggles. But then one day somebody had the idea, what if 8 out of 10 Cats went on Countdown? And they did that, and it's now more popular than the original 8 out of 10 Cats show. And they do teams on that too, while they do hilarious comedy bits. So I think that it would be, but Countdown has been a long-running game show. It's still a thing here in England. It's still going on. Everybody knows what Countdown is if you live in England, and it's a game that like everybody has dabbled in.
So
Like,
it's kind of like the Wheel of Fortune of England.
Yeah, basically.
British now. That's
a good way of like looking at it.
Like the people who win overall at the championships at the very end, it's usually the nerds who are really good at maths and know that dictionary from back to front. But you can still win you can still win a game, and you get to go home with a prize. So if I went on Countdown, I might win against an opponent, and then go up against another opponent because I'm still in, and then I'll be knocked out.
Like
and
Jeopardy.
Then
That's what Jeopardy is here.
So they have this thing called Octo Champs. So if you win all of your heat games, if you don't get eliminated once, you go up against 8 possible opponents before you go on to the quarter, semi, and then full-on finals. And if you win all 8 of your heat games, you are called what's called an Octo Champ, which means you've won 8 of your games. So yeah, it's a really really widely acclaimed and well-known game show, and I think Skade will really enjoy it. And again, although math skills, or not even math, although arithmetic skills, and although like knowing words very well is a really useful skill, it's a game that everyone can just have fun with, and it's like, it's enjoyable. So
There's a game show I want to mention. I don't remember what it's called, but it's like these people stay up for 24 hours, and they count in so they're giving a whopping giant supply of quarters, and they have 24 hours to count as many quarters as they can, and if they guess the amount they win, they've counted correctly, they win all the money that they counted in coins.
There's There's also, I thought this would be fun too. I'd have to probably get someone to do this, but in Countdown they have what's called a lexicographer, and the person who does that is the same woman it's been the same woman since the show was created. A lexicographer is basically somebody who compiles dictionaries, so they understand the dictionary full on. They know how a word is defined. They know like what's in the dictionary, what isn't. So on Countdown, in the letters round. The opponents, obviously have to find the biggest word in a series of 9 letters. But in the corner, the dictionary corner they call it, the lexicographer makes sure that if a word is disputed, they can look it up. So let's say, for example, I've got a really good, 4-letter word, but I'm not sure if it's a real word. They can check it in the dictionary and go, yep, that's fine, that's in the dictionary. But they also, their job is also to see if there's any bigger words in that mix that the competitors can't find. So I'd have to find Skade's equivalent of the woman Susie Dent. Her name is. It's the same woman. It's been her for 40 years. That name won't mean anything to Americans, but she's the same woman who's been doing it since she started in the show. She said the long run. Everybody's been replaced in that show. The host has been replaced several times. The person who does the numbers and letters has been replaced now. But Susie Dent is the only person in that show who's never been replaced.
There's a game show you should watch. It's called After Midnight. It's on Paramount Plus if you have it, but it's really good. It's not necessarily. It's a game show, but it's not a game show. They're technically not competing for really anything. They're not really competing for anything. It's more of like a game show version of a news show. It's weird. It's hosted by a comedian that I like, and they have people from NCIS, all kinds of different celebrities who come on it, and they just talk about stuff on TikTok, and it's funny. I like it. If you look up After Midnight, they have 50 episodes already.
I'll have to check it out. Yeah, I'm not familiar with I don't have that channel, but I might go.
No, it's not a channel. It's a streaming service.
That's what I meant. Sorry, I don't have that particular service.
Yeah, it would be CBS if you didn't have. It'd be CBS.
Anyway, I need to figure out how to do it in Minecraft. I've got
I honestly
an idea.
don't know how my mom has Paramount Plus, but I don't think she's paying for it. But whatever.
But I think it'll be fun. I think people will enjoy it, and it's something I'm going to try and translate into Minecraft at some point. I don't know when I'll do it. Probably most likely when I'm back from Norway. But yeah.
Wait, you're actually going to Norway?
Yeah, literally, I'm going to Norway.
Wait, I thought that was a joke.
No, well, it probably started as a joke about a year ago, but no, it's an actual thing. I'm literally going to Norway.
A year ago? You've been talking about it for a year?
Basically,
no.
I mean,
I'm like, holy crap, I missed a lot.
No, woman. Magic said it was a joke. I'm saying I'm sure at one point in the last year I've probably joked about.
Oh, sorry. I thought you said a year ago.
No, I've not been serious.
I'm like, I thought this was a spur of the moment thing your mom offered you.
Yeah, it was. Thanks. Yeah, it literally is. Yeah. No, but it's not a joke.
I want your mom to offer.
Lucky.
I actually am going to Norway.
I wish I could have gone to Italy. I know I keep saying this, but there was this party.
Oh my god. I'm so dumb. Sorry. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. There was this party in Italy that I really wanted to go to, but couldn't. It was so cool.
There's a lot of I'm paying for a large chunk of the trip. I'm paying for the plane tickets and anything I pay for when I'm in Norway. But my mother is paying for the hotel I'm staying in.
That's really nice. It was a very generous birthday gift.
Yeah, I think it costs a few hundreds, nothing crazy. And I'm starting to pay quite a lot for the flights.
You're gonna ride a train?
But, yeah, that's exactly
how they do there.
Yep.
Oh, because Kelly said they had a cool train ride. You guys just put it on.
Yeah,
Also, apparently there's brass roofs, which is interesting.
There we go.
It's an advantage being in England because it definitely is a cheap trip in relative terms.
Is there stairs for them to get up and down, or they just stay on the roof? Launch them up there. You get a ladder. Okay. Also, I have a question for y'all in y'all other countries. So are y'all houses all wood? The whole structure is wood, because I'm confused. I remember asking this once. Y'all said that y'all houses aren't made entirely out of wood. Like,
so in England specifically, there are plenty of houses that are made out of bricks and concrete and the like, with a bit of wood. But I know I know Telly has said before in Norway, like they use a lot of wooden architecture. But I'll let Telly answer for Norway. But in England, I can say when you said other countries. So I'll say for England, we do use like bricks and your usual materials you expect.
Well, brick we only use for decoration on the outside. We don't use it for the structure.
Yeah, pretty much.
The structure's all wood.
I thought you said, Magic, I thought you said that houses are required to be brick because of, you know, hurricanes and stuff.
No, no, people around here like to do it because the outside's stronger, like the exterior, so the exterior doesn't get damaged. Like, people don't like paying for their siding to get replaced.
Oh.
Yeah, it's popular here because whenever something hits it, it doesn't break the wall. People who have siding have to replace their siding every once in a while. Brick, you don't have to, usually. Unless your whole house falls apart.
England has a massive emphasis on using red brick. Like, if you go to many towns, you'll see like old houses that have probably been there longer than you've been alive that are made up of red brick. It looks really ugly, but it's like, since England's been through 2 world wars, and we've been really badly damaged in both of them, it became quite an attractive resource, the bricks. It's also why our houses, comparative to like America, our houses are really small. Because we would use, like, we'd make one big house and split it in half. And, you know, so that's why, like, our houses, comparative to other countries, are quite small. We were more space efficient because we needed it, because our economy hasn't been great.
Oh, well, England doesn't have nearly as much land area to play with as, like, America does.
Yeah, we have a major population density problem compared to, like, other countries.
Okay.
I mean, like there's parts of the U.S. that, like, are still, like, very, like... It's like they're still empty. It's like there's... Like, the east of the U.S. just, like, maybe approaches European, like, population density, but the west is still pretty, like, empty.
Yeah. Do y'all not have backyards in Norway? Or is this just an area where people just live house next to house?
I think all countries have like backyards in some of their houses. I think it just depends on how common it is. When you look at, it was funny, my uncle went to Spain, and he lived there for a few years. He doesn't live there anymore. I think he lives in Cambodia now. And he's in Cambodia right now, I don't know if he lives there or not. But when he was talking to Spanish people, so Spain's country in area is probably about double ours. And I believe they have a population of 40 million? Hang on, Spanish population. So yeah, they have 47 million people in that country, right? But Spain's landmass is 2 times bigger than England's. When my uncle said if you wanted to understand the population density of England, you'd have to literally shrink Spain in half. And he said to me, every single one of them replied to him saying, "That's too many people. That's too small." And he's like, "Yes, that's the problem with England."
What? They seem to sound Jamaican though.
That's just how he imitated.
I know. It's just me giving you.
Yeah.
Every accent you make, I always have to say something Jamaican.
Yeah. You want to know what my hope is? My hope is to go to college, get a degree in something, and move to another country one day. So that's
Yay! Let's get out of
here.
Of
course, what are the most population dense countries?
Of course,
Spain sounds pretty nice, actually.
This is
a
like
beautiful country.
Just a thrown together plan because, like, mostly because I'm trying to figure out how one would pay for college and my parents can't pay for it, so we're figuring that out. So.
Just take it one class at a time. That's what I would suggest.
Well, no, you have to pay for it all at once, don't you?
No, you don't. You pay for what classes you are currently in. That's what you pay for. So
out of the 200, so out of the 250 countries that are listed, or like regions or territories, so America ranks 187 in population density, meaning it's actually not really that dense. Like, there's plenty of open areas. It's quite a spread out population for the area it's in. Keeping in mind they're the 3rd largest country in the world. England's population density, for reference, is 52nd. And then Spain. Where's Spain on here? I think Spain is a little lower than
Spain, where are you?
But yeah, no, like Spain has double the has 1.5 times less of a population than we do, but double the land area. So when my uncle tried to put into perspective to them what it would be like living in England with the population density we have, they all said that sounds horrible. I would never live there. And so he's like, yeah, now you see my problem with England. So yeah, it was quite funny, but no, it's beautiful. I think Spain. I honestly, if somebody said, Evan, we're marooning you to Spain, you have to live there now forever, I'd go, that's a pretty good deal. I'll take that.
Yeah. But you sure college you only have to pay for what you're taking at a time?
Yeah, you pay for what classes you're currently taking.
Yeah. Well, and my parents say not to worry about it right now because like we have like till this, if I want to do it for the next semester, which would be in like January or whatever, we have a few months till then. So
Yep, that would be the spring semester.
But yeah, they said we have time to figure that out. So, but
yeah,
but they don't. They still want me to. They saying they want to wait till I get SSI, then we'll work or figure something out or whatever. They want to wait for that. So
yeah,
they said they'll get back to me whenever they get the letter. But I wonder if the mail passed yet. I really hate the rain. I don't know how y'all live in countries where it rains a lot. I just don't know how y'all can do it.
It rains like
it's
9 months
normal.
of the year where I live.
That's how. It's just normal for us. That's the only way you can really describe it. It's like, how could you live in a country that's hot all the time? As well, if you've been born there and you live there, you just get used to it.
It's like
it sucks, especially if you live in the north of England. But yeah, it's pretty normal.
Like I hear this all the time in Skade. How it's like or what temperatures we consider are too hot varies wildly depending on where you live. It's like in Europe, like a temperature that we experience in the US during the summer, like on a good day, is considered like a bad day for Europe.
Yeah. Oh my God, Blue, what have you done?
We just don't get a lot of rain. Like last school year, there were like 5, maybe 4 times where I had to run to the car in the rain. Like 5 times. Like it doesn't rain that much. But when it rains, it's like storm season now.
It rains here from like basically mid-September until like April, May. So we have like basically all but like maybe 3 months of the year it rains every day, all day long.
So you just have rain
but you don't use an umbrella. If you use an umbrella, you would be laughed at. Like that is, they'd be like, tourists, like literally.
It's honestly
tourists use umbrellas. Natives you just do everything in the rain. Kids, like in Arizona, we had like rainy day schedule for school. Like if it was gonna rain that day, like you didn't go outside and play. You went into the cafeteria and watched a movie. Whereas like here, like if we did that, like almost the whole school year would be indoors. So kids out here just play in the rain. It's normal. Like you just incorporate being wet all day long.
I mean, it's the same. It's kind of the same for regions that have a lot of snow. It's like you don't cancel school. You just drive through the snow. No big deal.
They have snow clothes. They have like my friend who lives in Minnesota, or I was gonna say Volky could probably answer all this. They literally have snow clothes where like they have like a separate layer that goes over them to get to school. Then when they get to school, the teacher helps them like get the second layer off, and then they have normal day.
I can kind of understand, but rain you get wet, and I have sensory issues to where if my clothes are wet and I'm wearing them, I hate it.
You just change so.
Yeah, there's kind of
it's normal here. It's just rain. We're like our temps our rain is very similar to like UK.
You just plain and simply you just adapt to it, and it's your normal. Even I despite the fact that I do love
thing, like in the UK, you'd be laughed at if you wear an umbrella.
Oh yeah, it is, and in fact to the point where even though I love my new umbrella, I only really reserve that for proper rainy days now, because it's just nobody laughs at me because I'm a local, and obviously I think people can just tell if you're local or not, regardless of what you wear or do. But it's definitely not a normal thing if you're a local to use an umbrella. But it's interesting you said about
you're laughed at, literally.
It's interesting you said about the school thing though, Blue, because even in England where it rains a lot. Even in England where it rains a lot, you would, if it was really, really raining, like in primary school when I used to go there before I was taken out. If it was really bad weather, we would all just be allowed to go on the school computers. Like, that's what we did for our lunchtime, which I thought was really cool.
Yeah, not where I live now, because rain is just part of their daily life, and we don't really get hard rain. We're like you guys; we just get a constant rain, just light rain all the time.
Ooh.
So you just wear a rain jacket or whatever. And North Face is very big here. It's a very popular. Like I have a few North Face rain jackets. I think you have one, don't you? Have a North Face one?
I don't. Yes, yes, I do. Sorry,
yeah. Yep. So that's weird. I know your clothes better than you.
You know, I remember this.
You're too close.
I love space stuff, so I'm just gonna say this. I have an opinion on the Mars thing.
I'm ready up, by the way.
I don't want us to go to Mars. I want us to go to Venus because Venus is much better in terms because it has a thick atmosphere.
That was a massive U-turn.
We need to go, like, we really should, before we even think about other planets, we really need to go to the moon first. That's
yeah,
well,
yeah.
Well, no, I understand that.
Yeah.
No,
neither again.
I completely understand that.
100% agree.
I'm just saying in the future, because Venus specifically, it's not on the ground you would want to live. It's above the atmosphere, like in a certain layer of the atmosphere. There's a habitable zone, like if you're high enough.
Yes, but that would require like technology beyond any scope of what we have. But yeah,
I feel
you're right.
like
It is that would
Venus
be the
would be
zone.
worse than Mars. Like, what good would that give us? You know.
Well, see, my nuanced opinion on it is this: I honestly
Mars,
don't
you
think we
would
should
need to make an atmosphere. Like you would have to live underground. There's so much radiation, you can't survive it.
I have a much better, in my opinion. In my opinion, I'm emphasizing that. In my opinion, the better solution would not be colonizing neither Venus or Mars. It would just be building habitats that orbit around Earth. They could be like giant space stations that could sustain life.
Yeah.
They'd be easier to build. They'd be easier to manage. If there was an issue, you could get to that in less than a day because
I found this. I've actually been watching this YouTuber, like this space YouTuber, called Kai Planet, and they make videos talking about half their content is about like the idea of like how we would colonize space, like how we should go about doing that. And he made a whole video saying how we should go to the moon before we even consider like going to another planet.
Yeah, but the thing, Evan, the thing about a habitation around the planet, first, space debris, second, gravity.
But see, in my opinion, removing
the moon
space
has
debris
a lot
and
less
navigating
gravity and no atmosphere.
And also, honestly, it would be easier to remove all the space junk than it would be to navigate the hurdles of colonizing another planet. The other thing as well, and this is the biggest reason I advocate for this more than planets, is if you go to Mars, if something happens on Mars, let me try and break this down. This will require no interruption. I don't stumble my words.
I gotta go. I want to go check my man's. Bye.
Oh, alright, no problem. Well, I'll just continue. If you go to Mars right now, the time that we'd want to go to it, if we wanted to get in a rocket right now and fly to Mars, we'd need to wait until Mars and Earth are in perfect synchronicity to where, and the closest distance between Earth
we
and
need
Mars
to wait for a transfer window.
Yeah, we need a transfer window, exactly. So the fastest you can get to Mars, if you time it perfectly, is 2 years. It'll take you 2 years with our current technology to fly to Mars. For reference, it took us 3 days to fly to the moon in the 60s. We could probably do it in a little less than that now. And it would take us probably less than a day to get from the bottom of Earth to the atmosphere. So if you're colonizing another planet, the problem is with that is if something goes wrong and you need supplies, or let's say, a disaster happens, or you just need to contact somebody, you can't because you're 2 years away from anybody. So that's a massive issue. If you have a moon base, if you have issues, in the same 4 days of having a problem, they are already there and they've got you. They can give you supplies, they can fly back to you.
It's like the moon is like close enough that it's basically no harder to maintain a moon colony than it is like a low Earth orbit space station.
Exactly. And the best thing about the moon as well, and this is the really big one, is it is not hard to get off the moon. If you land on the moon, you can get off the moon, no problem. if you land on Mars, I'm pretty certain somebody said that like it's literally like right now, if you get to Mars, it's a one-way trip. You're like not coming off the surface of Mars once you've landed because you can't. Rockets, so this requires even more explanation. So rockets, the ones that we have, can barely get us out of Earth. Rockets are inefficient. They are terrible. Like rockets are the worst invention ever. They're amazing. Don't get me wrong. They work. They got us from where we need to go. They are brilliant. But rockets are also simultaneously terrible. They are incredibly inefficient, and
it's like the amount of like. It's like I
Mhm.
think it's like you need like I don't even know the exact numbers, but it's like something ridiculous, like probably 95% of the mass of the rocket would use the fuel needed to get the payload into orbit.
Yeah. And then you got to factor in the people you're taking with you. You got to factor in cargo. Like it is hard to get out of Earth's atmosphere. It is really hard to get out of Earth's atmosphere right now because of Earth's gravity.
It's harder than it is in Kerbal Space Program. Funnily enough.
Now, if we transferred the same gravity that Mars has to Earth, we could get off Earth effortlessly. But how do you bring rocket technology to Mars to push off of Mars with its strong gravity? Not as strong as Earth's, but still strong enough that it'll be a challenge. You can't right now. So a moon base is perfect because it's a hub where we can set up easy transportation. It's a place where we can land, but we can also, when we want to get off the moon, we can literally fly off the moon, no problem, without wasting fuel. We could have a base in the orbit around the moon, so you don't have to worry about like the low gravity like messing up your bone density. or whatever.
And I also had another thought, like things like space elevators, like mass drivers, and like options like to get stuff into space without rockets might be more viable on the moon than they are on Earth.
100%. Pretty much that, and this is the point I'm making, right? So, like, in general, although colonizing a planet is a very attractive idea, and I think one day we should definitely do it, right now the best option is to get a moon base set up so we can easily transfer between the moon and Earth and supply them supplies. Make the base around the moon or on the moon self-sustaining, so they can feed themselves, they can produce their own resources, etc. Once we have got a self-sustaining moon base, then we can look onwards to the other planets. And even then, I'd probably suggest we colonize the moons around the other planets, because I think that would probably be more effective. But yeah, like colonizing like planets is just really a massive aspect of science fiction. Possible one day, 100%.
Yeah,
but right now,
another thing
it's too dangerous.
And another thing I've heard, at least from that YouTuber, is that like terraforming planets to make living space for humans is hugely overrated, because it's like it's one of the worst ways you can make living space, because of the amount of time it takes to do it and the amount and the energy to do it.
Sorry to interrupt, but this will be my last match.
Oh, no problem. I'll probably be mine as well.
Too. Yeah.
It's one of the things as well you've got to factor in with like colonies and stuff is you've got to factor in cost, which I know sucks because why should cost limit us, but it just does. You have to factor in the safety and the risks involved. It was dangerous enough to get people to the moon, and we succeeded at that, did great. But to get people to Mars is really dangerous and would probably result right now in a 100% chance of failure, because even if we got our people to Mars, we wouldn't get them off Mars once they're on Mars.
Yeah.
And so that's a problem. Nobody wants a one-way ticket to a planet. We want a return ticket home. If
Well,
it's impossible,
I don't know.
then...
Speak for yourself on that one.
Well, of course. But you know what I mean. Like the technology of self-sustainability is not there, especially for a planet like Mars. The dust on Mars is incredibly dangerous. If you inhale the tiniest little ounces of it,
I've heard moon dust is also dangerous, but
moon dust is also dangerous. But basically TLDR. Let's colonize the moon first and set up a self-sustaining base, and then let's talk about the other planets.
And I've even heard that there's like this new like breakthrough that it's actually possible to literally create water and like oxygen like from regolith on the moon. Like you just have to heat it, like get it really hot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. And the best thing about the moon as well is you can extract hydrogen from the moon dust, which is exactly what we need for rocket fuel. So the moon like is literally our like the most glorious place we could ask for in terms of a solar system base, where we can build rockets and launch them from there rather than waste all the energy from Earth.
Yeah.
And then yeah, there's just it's just so much potential. It all starts with the moon, in my opinion. The Mars fantasy is a vastly outrageous one, and it was the only person who's championing this idea is Elon Musk, and I wouldn't listen to anything Elon Musk says about
Basically.
anything.
Yeah,
It doesn't always come out.
and it's like, it's a very good. I mean, even if in a perfectly world where we actually make a Mars mission a reality, like kind of like where humans are able to return from Mars, like even if that was a reality, there's still a really, really high chance that will just end up like the Apollo missions, where it was like it was just done for prestige, and it's like now that we've done that once, it's like, why
let's
are
not
we
forget
doing
we
it
have
again?
astronauts literally stranded right now, so that's happening too.
Yeah, there's a whole
Yeah,
like,
there's
layer
two
to
astronauts that are stranded right now, no way to get back.
Yeah, there's
Due
a
to
whole bunch of
due to mechanical failure.
yep. This is, in my opinion, this is why.
But is it on like the ISS or where?
Do you know Evan? I don't know the specifics.
I have heard something about this. I actually have no idea.
Oh, okay. One second, and I'll look it up.
They said it was gonna be like 3 days to get them back. I'm pretty certain they'll be able to recover them.
It's going to be years, was my understanding, before anyone could do that. They literally need a ride home. Hold on. I'm getting somewhere safe so I can look up the details.
Boeing's Starliner spacecraft is set to begin its journey back to Earth, but the astronauts it was supposed to be carrying will stay behind on the International Space Station. The empty craft, which has switched to autonomous mode, is scheduled to undock from the orbiting lab at 2304 BST, 1804 EDT. The capsule, which suffered technical problems after it launched with NASA's Butch Wilmore and Sonny Williams on board, has been deemed too risky to take them home. They will instead return in a SpaceX Crew Dragon, but not until February 2025, extending an 8-day stay on the ISS to 8 months. So yeah, it's not good, but they will be. Yeah, but it could be. I mean, that could be worse though. And if it was more dangerous,
can you imagine being up there and you're like, "Yeah, I'm up here for 8 days. See you soon, sweetie. I'll be home soon."
Yeah.
And then you're like,
cool when like,
"Well, maybe 8 months. We'll see what happens
it's
in 8
not
months."
cool
Never
when
mind.
something that like happens in Kerbal Space Program regularly happens in real life.
Yeah, it's a little scary in how crazy those are together.
So see, I trust NASA's goal right now is to go back to the moon, and I trust NASA completely on that. I wouldn't trust
It's
SpaceX.
SpaceX. It's Elon that is the whole. I actually have a hoodie. My brother, back when my brother worked for SpaceX, he had sent me a whole bunch of of the Mars hoodie, and I have a hoodie that is of the Mars. I can't remember what they call it. Something Journey to Mars.
For the way I kind of see it, and this is the argument I always use, it's like people who argue about government-funded programs and say, "Oh, it should be privatized." Free market. I say, okay, well, who got us to the moon? NASA? Was NASA funded, or was NASA government funded, or was it a private company? It was government funded. Exactly. Who are the people who, there's just different, ways of looking at it. Government funded programs have always worked best.
And the thing is, even though people, there's people who are anti-NASA and pro-SpaceX. Guess who SpaceX gets their funding from? NASA.
Yeah,
they get it exactly.
The government. Yeah.
No, I don't think the government funds SpaceX. That's purely.
Well, programs probably do. Not the government per se themselves, but programs that fund NASA. That NASA turns around and funds SpaceX. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but that's. Yeah, I suppose, technically.
All right, guys, so I'm going to head out. Actually, my dad just messaged. I'm going to be talking to him we're going to be talking a little early. So, Evan, don't forget we have Valkyrie meeting.
Oh, I know.
Okay, I know you're going to the shop. So, all right, guys, I got to head out. So, yeah, bye, Ren. See you guys later.
Bye.
Have a good rest of your thing. And Dusty, go ahead and do your outro. Bye.
Thank you all for watching. This has been me, Dusty Circuit here. It's some more Fortnite with Skade. If you liked what you saw, remember to leave a like, comment, share, and subscribe, and remember to hit the bell for notifications. Peace out.
Peace out.
Peace out. Ring, 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 ring.